There was once a young man named Aaron who worked at a small café tucked in a quiet corner of the city. It wasn't a fancy place, just 4 wooden tables, a few regular customers, and the comforting smell of roasted coffee beans. But for Aaron, that café was his world. He loved how every cup he served carried a little warmth into someone's morning. Aaron was hard-working and disciplined, but he had one flaw. He couldn't stand imperfections. If a spoon was slightly bent, he replaced it. If a plate had a tiny scratch, he threw it away. And among all the things in the cafe, there was one he hated most, an old cracked ceramic cup with a small chip near its rim. "This cup," he said one day, holding it up in disgust. His manager, an older man named Theo, smiled and replied, "Keep it, you'll understand someday." Aaron didn't argue, but he didn't understand either. To him, flaws meant failure, and there was no room for that in his world. One rainy morning, the cafe was unusually crowded. People rushed in from the streets, shaking off their umbrellas and ordering hot drinks to escape the cold. Aaron was moving fast, pouring, serving, cleaning, repeating. But in his hurry, he ran out of clean cups. Every shelf was empty. Every cup was being used, except for one, the cracked one. Aaron sighed. "Guess you're my last resort," he muttered, picking it up. He poured coffee into the cup carefully, afraid it might break, and took it to the corner table where an elderly woman sat. The woman looked up at him and smiled gently. When she saw the cup, her smile widened even more. "Oh, this one," she said softly. "I haven't seen it in a while." Aaron looked confused. You know this cup?" She nodded. "I've been coming here for years. This cup always reminds me that even when something's a little broken, it can still hold warmth." Her words hit him harder than he expected. He stood there for a moment, silent, watching her cradle the cracked cup in her hands, as if it was something precious, not flawed. That day, Aaron couldn't stop thinking about what she said. He realized that the cup hadn't lost its purpose, only his perception of it had. From that day on, he stopped throwing away every imperfect thing. He started to notice how even a scratched plate still held a beautiful reflection, and how a slightly crooked spoon could still stir sweetness into someone's drink. He began to see that perfection was never about appearance, it was about purpose. Years passed, and Aaron eventually opened his own cafe. He decorated it with care, adding wooden shelves, old lamps, and books for his customers to read. But in the middle of it all, near the counter, sat one familiar item, the same cracked cup. He never used it to serve coffee again. It just sat there, quietly reminding him that even broken things can have meaning. When people asked why he kept it, he'd simply smile and say, "Because it taught me something no book ever could, that imperfection doesn't make something worthless, it makes it human."